Lauren Moses here with WNBA expert Maggie Hendricks of Bally Sports. We'll be bringing you all of the stats, the storylines, and players to watch out for this highly anticipated 2023 WNBA season. This is Bally Sports in the Paint. Maggie, let's take a look at the Minnesota Lynx. Last season, they went 14-22, missed the playoffs, but preparing for a 2023 season, they are without not only a leader on their team, but a leader amongst the league in Sylvia Fowles. And they're also without Natalie Achanwa, who announced her pregnancy and will also miss this season. What do you expect from the Lynx going into the season?
I have no idea. And I think that's kind of what's fun about it, is it's going to be a new team. Napheesa Collier is going to be the leader. We're going to see Diamond Miller, who we both loved throughout the college season. We're going to see how Kayla McBride and Ariel Powers handle all of this. Nothing's the same, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And also, we don't know.
Yeah, you kind of have to expect that when you do lose such a leader like Sylvia Fowles, someone who's been around the game and around that franchise for so long, that it might be best to kind of just like start over. Yeah. So you talk about what they have brought in. They drafted Diamond Miller, Dorka Juhas, Bria Beal, who was waived already, Taylor Soule. I mean, those are go-getter type of players. Those are dirty work. You know, they do the dirty work type of players. I mean, they also add a Tiffany Mitchell in free agency. So what do you think that those players can pump some life? How can they pump some life into this squad?
Well, I mean, somebody like Dorka, she brings size. Diamond Miller's athleticism is just like silly. It's just silly good how it is. And Cheryl Reeves said, I have not had a player as athletic as Diamond. Cheryl Reeves has been around the league for a very long time. And then Tiffany Mitchell is going to bring some age and some wisdom, too, to this team. And I feel like this is a good, fresh start for her. And we're going to get to see a lot of players who haven't had as much of a time to shine. Now they have it. And like Napheesa Collier, she even said the other day, it also feels like she's also coming new because she missed most of last season with her maternity leave. So it's kind of an interesting season for Minnesota, and we're going to be able to see if they turn interesting into winning.
And it's so crazy because Napheesa Collier is going to be the most important player on this squad. Yeah. She describes the work-life balance of her being a first-time mom and her returning to the court as fun. And I'm not exactly sure if I heard any other player in the W describe it as that, but that shows you the perspective that she's entering this season with. I mean, she's an Olympian, she's the captain of this team, and everyone, including herself, is expecting her to have a successful season.
Yeah, and one of the things Cheryl Reeve pointed out about her is that she has asked to do weekly meetings with Cheryl Reeve. Weekly meetings saying, what am I doing right? What do I need to do more of? How are we on the same page? What do we need to do to get on the same page? And that's a really impressive move to me, and kind of says the kind of person that Napheesa is and the expectation she puts on herself, that she knows and she wants to be a leader and she wants to be the one that helps lead them to their next era of championships.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. And then thinking about storylines, obviously Napheesa Collier coming back, returning to the court is going to be one, but also the Diamond Miller. How is she going to be able to shine? She has always had all the pressure of the team on her back, having to be a leader, having to be a scorer, having to be a great defender. And I think she brings those things to the Lynx. But I also think that this is going to be a time for her to kind of like sit back and kind of watch how the vets get it done and how they are successful. And then also use her competitiveness to kind of say, hey, I'm a rookie, but like I have some game too. What else are you looking forward to this season with the Lynx?
You know, it's funny. One of the things Cheryl Reeve mentioned is that Diamond Miller has, like, she watched her play so much, so it's kind of bizarre to finally get to see her here with her team. And Diamond Miller is just one of those players that can really turn the scope of a game on her own. We've seen her do it in college, and so it's going to be interesting to see how she works without having to have the whole team on her back, how she handles that. And I think that's, like you said, going to be like a nice change for her. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of excitement in Minnesota this season. We saw it already that they had 19,000 people to watch the Sky and Lynx play in a preseason game in Toronto. So we know there's excitement there.
Yes.
We just now get to see it in the regular season.
Yes, and as you said earlier, first time that the Lynx hasn't had someone from the last championship team on their roster. since the early 2000s.
Yeah.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Talk about revamping, talk about wanting to make anew. I think that is what their struggle is kind of going to be as well. I think it's going to be kind of their Achilles heel, but they do have the experience. I mean, you talk about a Hall of Famer of a coach and Cheryl Reeves. She knows how to get her players into that type of shape that it's needed to be able to win at a consistent and high level. So we're going to have to wait and see. But good thing is you can watch it on Bally Sports. And so tune in and make sure you're watching and supporting the Lynx as they go through this season, trying to figure out what their identity is going to be and look like, and stay tuned in the paint for all of those storylines on Bally Sports.